Hello Familia, welcome to my third video showing you how to do beauty makeup related things in under 10 minutes. Today we're talking all about brows. I did already a full face of makeup and how to remove your makeup properly. Let's start because I have to do this under 10 minutes. First thing you want to look at and understand is your eyebrows. How are they? How do you want them to look? How are they naturally, most importantly? By the way, I got henna, so it's like fading already. When you look at your brows, you're gonna see what you're working with. You can have full brows, you can have thick brows, you can have sparse brows, you can have brows that go down. Everyone's brows are made very differently, naturally, so we have to treat it as such. Because I have naturally sparse hair, my eyebrows are sparse, fine, and they go down. As we're looking at our brows, we want to also try our best to keep them as natural as possible because your natural eyebrow shape is most likely what goes with your natural face shape. I promise you, don't try to change the shape because then things kind of start getting funky. If you've overplucked in the past, try to let your eyebrows grow as much as possible. I do know castor oil helps hair grow, and like a bunch of serums help your eyebrows grow if you have very, very fine brows. Step two, you want to look at the product. There are so many products out in the market, but not everything works for these types of brows. Sparse, fine haired brows. My most favorite product is got to be glue. This I've used for like 5 years now. I find that this works extremely well because the gel consistency is not too thick. You don't want something too thick on your eyebrows because it's just gonna weigh them down. Two brow gels that are very similar are these two. Rare Beauty. This has more of a brow wax consistency, but it's not too thick where it overtakes your brows and it makes your eyebrows go down. This is the same consistency as Rare Beauty. I do find that L'Oreal's holds a little bit better. My latest one is this one. This is more your traditional eyebrow gel. It's kind of wet. You have to let it dry a little bit for you to really shape your brows, especially if you have very thin brows or a little bit of hair. If you have thick brows, this brush is too small, but I appreciate it because it works very well. Let me show you the L'Oreal brush. It's a little tapered. Rare Beauty's is shorter. You see that product? It's like a gel wax. We have this just like gel. Hair gel, this is great. Today the one we're going to use is L'Oreal Brow Lamination. Sometimes I mix and match. I'll use a little bit of this and a little bit of this. So you're going to get the product. Now this is step 3. We're going to apply. We're going to put as much product as we can on the brow, but really embed it. You want every single hair to have product. Start shaping your brows. They're going to stay put. That's the idea. Although this brow gel is not like your traditional wet one like this and this, I always suggest for you to let your eyebrow gel dry. If you're using something like this, you want to use a spoolie, I suggest get you a spoolie that's kind of thick and not too flimsy. If it's too flimsy, it won't grab your hair and shape your eyebrows. I really love this one from Sephora collection number 20. This spoolie is so perfect, it doesn't lose its shape. Even if you wash it, you just wash it with soap, go like that, you're good to go. Your spoolie is very important on how the product is going to be applied on your eyebrow. So instead of going up and my eyebrows look like this, we're gonna just go to the side. So I'm gonna go up and kind of towards the side and press this product. You can see here it's sticking on very well because we let it dry down. So we're going to just press, press, press. Following the shape of my natural brow, if you're like, wait, I have a few hairs that are like not sticking, you just go again. I try not to dig back into the container because you don't want too much product on your brush. If you tend to have a lot of product, just remove it on your hands, get to brushing. You already see the difference in brow, how this one already looks clean and this one not so clean. Although I have no product in here, you can just see like the difference, right? If you're like, wait, some of my eyebrows are falling down, because it happens because this is a waxy product. When you're using something a little more wet, wet tends to dry and stick a little bit better than waxy, but waxy is very movable. So if you don't like your eyebrows to look super stiff and flat, I would suggest like more of the waxy product. I always like to do the wax gel part first. This way it allows me to look at all the sparse areas I have going on. Let's say I want to reinforce the steps a little bit. I'm gonna get a little bit of the gel. This is if you're gonna wear your brows a long time, you need some heavy duty business, get the Got To Be glue, embed the product in here. Where my hair tends to fall is like on this area. So we're just gonna start adding just a little bit here. I would say let it dry down for like 15 seconds. You don't want to let something like this dry down too long because it's going to get stuck. In like 10 seconds, I'm just going to get all the final little hairs that I think should be brushed. You can see all my sparse areas where I'm basically missing hair. This is where eyebrow pens come into play. My all-time favorite is NYX. This one was the very first one that came out, had multiple shades, and it worked very well. The applicator is very, very thin. These are brow pens. Essentially, they're pens with ink as opposed to a pencil and or a pomade, right? This is L'Oreal. It has 2 little teeth. This is great too. Benefit, it has 3 little teeth bristles. It gives you that natural look. The newest one is ABH micro stroke brow pens that look like this thin. Okay, I will have all the products here linked on screen. If you click on them and buy, it does help my channel out tremendously. And I'll also have all the information for you in the description box. So thank you in advance for being here. Let's stick with the L'Oreal one. This is their newest one, dark brunette. This is how this one looks. I love it. You see, it doesn't have like a red undertone. Eyebrow pens tend to bleed on my skin tone red. Like they end up drying down red. And it's because I have a neutral undertone. This is Benefit. This is the oldie but goodie, NYX. Because this is a pen, I always like to kind of press it in. Sometimes ink tends to kind of leak. It's all brow pens do it, so just be aware because you don't want that leakage to go onto your brow. Always start with the tip. And you see right here, I have these sparse areas. We're gonna just fill them in. I love that I can see very clearly where I'm missing my hairs. And the brow pen really lets you get precisely in there. I like to elongate the brow a tiny bit. And this is how natural it looks. This brow is not too far off from this one. Well, a little bit. And then you're like, wait, right here it looks great, but it doesn't look as, ooh. Get a concealer that is not too watery. Something too watery won't give you that sharp, crisp line. Something thicker and or a cream, something like this will work too. I personally like a liquid creamy concealer. You're gonna get the shade that you use for your concealer under eyes. It should be about 2 shades from your foundation. You're gonna grab a brush that is as thin as possible. There's so many out now. This is the Morphe A18. Morphe has another one that's M402. See, that one's thin. EK Beauty has a 204. It's a little thicker, but it will get you that little line. I will have them here on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. You're gonna coat the brush, the front and in the back of the brush, so it's nice and coated. You have enough product. And you see how that concealer has thinned it out even more? So we get that thin, crisp line. You're gonna tilt your head back, get as close to your eyebrows as humanly possible, but don't touch the concealer with the eyebrow product. And you're gonna follow exactly how your eyebrow shape is. You're not gonna reshape it. Any sort of fluffy brush, this is the BK Beauty 207. Try to make it smaller just so that you get the bottom of that concealer without blending that top part. You're gonna start just pressing it and blending it down. With your finger, you can always blend and make things look a little on the natural side. What do you think? Was it easy to understand, to digest? You see how it just still looks natural? It just looks clean. It looks put together. It looks polished versus she just woke up, she's tired. So let me do this eyebrow in 3, 2, done. Eyebrows are perfect. I purposely didn't wear makeup so you can really see how the eyebrows look. I mean, I do have makeup on. This is my lip combo, a whole CoverGirl lip combo. I'm really loving it. Of course, I'll link it for you. Another tip that I'm almost forgetting to tell you is if you want your eyebrows a little bit darker, get a pencil will give your eyebrows a little more umph. If you have sparse brows, you can just add a little bit and it just adds like a tiny bit of dimension to your brows. If you're like Magdalene, the 3-step program you showed us right now with the pen, glue, and some concealer is great. Then here you have it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what other under 10-minute beauty teachings you want to learn. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Click right there and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.